Are you a retiree or pre-retiree, or maybe you're just thinking long term and you want to make sure that your assets are protected so you could have a worry-free retirement? Well, if that's the case, welcome to this video, because today we're going to be talking about that. Specifically, we're talking about 5 ways retirees can safeguard their assets for a worry-free retirement. So let's get going. The first thing you could do is incorporation. All right, you could incorporate. Okay, so what's the benefit of incorporating? Well, what it does is separates your personal assets from your business assets. So, for example, if you have a business and that business is not incorporated, so by extension, it's an extension of yourself. And so, if you're not incorporated, you open yourself to unlimited liabilities, right? So, for example, if you have a bunch of money in a non-registered fund, and you have some type of business activity, and you're sued there. Not only can they reach out to your business assets, they could also reach out to your personal assets, right? Whereas if you had the business incorporated and your personal assets, so you've taken salary, you've invested and everything separately, then they could only go after those business assets and not touch your personal assets, right? So in eyes of the law, the business is treated as a separate individual, so that's huge protection. And so your personal assets completely separate from your business assets. Huge benefit there in terms of protection. Also, depending on your business, it potentially offers potential tax benefits too. So incorporation may make sense from a tax perspective, even though that's not the reason for this video. It's not the topic for this video, but consider that. We'll probably talk about that at another time. But for now, it definitely protects you in that respect. Next one, segregated funds. I know segregated funds have gotten a lot of bad rap. High fees and all of that. In terms of a tool, though, it can be a huge tool, a huge benefit, especially if you're older and you want to bypass probate and you want something that protects your capital and also protect you from creditors. Then segregated funds are huge, and I always look at them like a mutual fund, but an insurance wrapper. So mutual fund growth, insurance protection. You have a protection in terms of guarantees, and it's depending on the seg fund you have, there's protection of the capital at maturity or at death. And if you're unhealthy and you're older, and the likelihood is you're not going to live long, then you at least have these protections that regular mutual funds can provide. And if you're in business, and something were to happen, and you're protected, and it also bypasses probate. So there are tons of benefits there for seg funds. And I know it's not for everyone, and I know there are potential fees attached. But from a creditor standpoint, a creditor protection standpoint, that's one of the reasons some folks get segregated funds, especially as they're older, and especially if they have health issues and they want to protect that capital but still partake in the market, and they just want to make sure that that protection stays in place and that their beneficiaries benefit from potential growth of the fund. Then yes, seg funds may be something that you want to consider. Next one is permanent life insurance. I know a lot of people think, okay, life insurance, you ever need life insurance. Listen, a huge benefit for permanent life insurance is that if you have a designated protected class, and a designated protected class are your kids, your grandkids, or your spouse, right? So if you have a permanent life insurance and you have kids, grandkids, or kids, grandkids, or your spouse that is listed as a beneficiary, then the cash value and the entire policy is completely protected. Provides you with peace of mind. Just so you also know, having an RRSP with a beneficiary also gets you that place. It gives you that type of protection. Again, provides peace of mind and financial security. There, a lot of people have no idea that this type of protection you have, but yes, this is another way that you can protect yourself. Another one is transferred assets to your spouse's name. Maybe you are, maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you're a doctor, you're maybe in a field where quite litigious and there's potential for lawsuits. To safeguard yourself, it may make sense to transfer certain assets in your spouse's name. No, you can't do this illegally, meaning you can't just get sued or you're in a situation where you're going to have file for bankruptcy and then make those transfers, right? So before you do any of this, what you want to do is consult with a legal or financial expert, right? To make sure that it makes sense for you. But there are situations depending on your profession, a lot of times people, have certain assets in their spouse's name for creditor protection. The last one, and I won't go too deep into this because this is really delving into the legal field, is creating a trust. You could either do an inter-vivos trust, or you could do a testamentary trust. If you're a retiree and you're 65 and older, potentially you could create what's called alter ego trust, right? Or for your, inherit, if you have assets that you want to pass on to your kids and you want to protect that from any type of creditors, you could create what's called a testamentary trust. Again, I'm not going to get too deep into this. What you should do is speak with lawyers, but hopefully by having, by having explained these 5 situations in which you could protect your assets, hopefully this is helpful, or at least something there is beneficial to you, or you learn something new. And if you do find it helpful, feel free to share, like, and subscribe, and I will speak with you soon. Take care.